Removing wrinkles using the spot healing brush tool. So in this photo we have an elderly couple and they've asked us to touch up the photo just a bit. So we'll work separately on the man and the woman. We'll concentrate on removing some obvious wrinkles and other skin blemishes. So first we'll create a new layer and we'll call this woman. And let's focus on removing wrinkles. We don't want to remove creases in the skin. We want to only focus on wrinkles. So these areas by the nose are actually part of the natural folds of the face. And likewise around the ears. However, we may want to get rid of some of these laugh lines here and some of the more obvious wrinkles and little blemishes. We can remove those. Basically, this tool is great for doing anything that you could normally do with makeup. So if you can make it look natural, that's preferable. So obviously we'll be using the spot healing brush tool. And let's change the brush to something that is very soft. So the hardness should be about 0. And we'll adjust the size as we go. The reason we're using a soft brush is so that the edges of our adjustments aren't as noticeable. So let's start with some of the big things. So we have a little acne there. So we'll just remove that, a little spot. Just trying to make them less noticeable. Okay, and let's focus on the wrinkles in the chin. Oh, there's a little spot there. We'll get rid of that. And then we'll just start from one side of the wrinkle and then kind of follow it through. And you don't necessarily need to get rid of all of them because some of them just show how the skin is folding. So you can kind of risk making it look very flat by removing all the wrinkles. But we'll see. We'll get rid of some of these laugh lines here. And the real trick to this is make sure you're using a soft brush. If you use a hard brush, some of these changes will become very obvious because I'm not being super careful with the size of my brush. I picked one size and then just kind of went with it. So that's looking better. And we can check, we'll zoom in on our face again. We can check to see if our changes are effective by turning off the layer. And that's an improvement. I think she'll be happy with that. I noticed that there's, when this image was scanned, there's a little, must have been a fleck on the scanner bed. So we can fix that one too. Okay, so now that the woman is done, let's concentrate on the man. So we'll create a new layer for him, man. And these creases in his forehead, those are actually lines in the face. Those aren't wrinkles. So we do not want to get rid of those. However, we can fix a few things around here to make him match his wife as far as we'll make them look like they're about the same age. How about that? Okay, so there's some bags under his eyes. So we can kind of work with that. Just kind of paint over it. And then I'm not sure if this is a dimple or a wrinkle or some kind of blemish, but we'll try removing it and then we'll go back to the client and say, oh, does this look good to you? And if they say nothing, then we'll know, okay, that was fine to remove. And yeah, we can get rid of this little scar here. And maybe just kind of do a little bit on the neck. Generally with men, you don't have to do as much wrinkle removal. And in fact, what we'll do once we're all done with this is, let's see, We could do a little bit more, but let's see what this looks like already. So we'll turn off the adjustments and we'll turn them back on. What we can do with the man is if we want to reduce these adjustments we made, rather than going back and erasing them, we can just change the opacity. So if we change the opacity to like 50%, now it becomes more subtle, maybe a little higher, maybe like 70%. Okay, so those changes are more subtle, and we get a bit of the the folding of the skin that isn't necessarily a wrinkle, but might be just a dimple. So most people would like to retain their dimples if possible. So just small changes, nothing too major to the image, just touch up areas here and there that you see that need to be improved. This is kind of something that you'll need to get experience with in order to see, oh, have I gone too far or have I not gone far enough? So take your time with this. We went through this really quickly. I don't expect you to do this quickly. But make choices aesthetically on what you would like to see in this image. And you don't want to let this lovely couple down. So definitely make adjustments that are appropriate and that will make them happy to have this image to share with their family.